So before going into this episode, I wanted to have a quick chat about the new Godzilla event that happened in Call of Duty Warzone. We mentioned it a few episodes ago. Was it last episode?
Yeah, and the episode before that.
In the episode. We actually played it this time.
We did. We finally sat down, not a couple days ago, to finally give it a good jam together.
Yeah. So Call of Duty Warzone, it's the big battle royale.
Yeah.
Almost the same style as Fortnite, which is a bit more popular nowadays, wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Is Call of Duty more popular than Fortnite? Probably for different age groups?
Different age groups.
Who knows?
But there was a big event in Call of Duty, which only lasted a few weeks. It might be over by the time this comes out, where Godzilla and King Kong are both these giant monsters ravaging the map while people are shooting it out.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. I mean, we aren't big Call of Duty gamers even before this event. We played it a handful of times. We played a good lot of Call of Duty and a lot of the older. Like I remember Call of Duty Ghosts,
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare, Modern Warfare 3.
We were like 13 or 15 around that time.
Yeah, my goodness. But we haven't touched it in a long time.
No.
So jumping back into it, we sucked. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
We got 1 kill most games each.
Well, bro, I got 2.
Oh, you got 2
On my
kills
best
one
day.
game. All right. But I gotta say, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So while these 2 kaiju were fighting on the map, you could shoot them for points while finding monarch items around the map, which increased your score.
Yeah.
I have a lot of gripes with this.
With Call of Duty Warzone.
Not with Call of Duty Warzone, with this whole event.
Okay.
Here's my thing. When the creators of Godzilla and Kong team up with Call of Duty, I feel like this whole collaboration and this whole event is meant less for Godzilla fans and more for Call of Duty fans and players. I feel like it's meant to get them really super excited about Godzilla and Kong, maybe for the shows coming up or any extra movies in the future.
Yeah.
For most fans of Godzilla who probably aren't all too much into video games,
Yeah.
let alone Call of Duty, one of the sweatiest games imaginable at the moment. If we love Godzilla and we want to check out this cool event or we hop in, we're going to get our butts thrashed
Yeah.
and not going to experience most of it.
Yeah, I gotta say, we did terribly, and I thought we would be better, but I don't know. I mean, we played a couple of rounds of just the normal Battle Royale before the event officially came out as well, a few weeks ago. And, you know, we were all right at that. And then this comes out with added rules and added... I don't even know how to get my gun that I set in my loadout in this new mode. I'm completely lost. But, hey, we did badly. But we got a good look at Godzilla and Kong, you know?
Yeah, we did. And they look cool.
Yeah.
They're like, Godzilla comes out of the ocean, does his atomic ray all over the map, and you have to dodge it.
Constantly dodging Kong's rocks he's throwing at you and throwing at buildings that you're just running out from just in time. It was fun.
It's fun. And like I said, one of the main mechanics is there are these periods where everybody starts shooting at these kaiju.
Yeah.
And for us Godzilla fans, we want to, let's shoot Kong, let's shoot Godzilla.
Yeah.
Let's take him down. And right as we do, somebody else comes along and kills us.
Yeah.
What this event did, and it is such a cool event, but what it made me want is just another kaiju, another Godzilla game.
We need a proper game.
Not PvP, but just like working together to take down these giant monsters.
Yeah. You definitely got a taste of what it was like dropping down into a part of the map that has like these skeletons of Kong and his family members and huge like kaiju skeletons, and then you look over the mountain and you see Godzilla just letting his atomic breath out of the trees, and then you need to dodge out of the way as you see a rock's about to hit you. It's just
driving a Jeep forward and like trying to skirt around Kong and go under his legs to try and...
Yeah. Like it had some awesome moments.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that the emphasis on the game aren't those moments. It's more just, I don't know. When we were getting immersed in those moments, it was great opportunity for other people who are actually good at the game and know how to play to just attack us and
Yeah.
kill us.
I mean, at the end of the day, the game is still supposed to be about shooting other players.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a bit more of a, let's all take down these giant monsters.
Well, maybe you'll get your game. Maybe you'll get it someday. you know?
I'm hoping that this was a little teaser for the developers to see, hey, maybe these players, maybe they do like facing kaiju.
Yeah, let's see how many more players we got into this event and then maybe drop something else down the line. But before that huge game that we're hoping comes out at some point, we got the Fall Guys. The Fall Guys
That's right.
Godzilla expansion to look forward to.
The other big battle royale. No, this was a very cutesy, almost Wipeout style battle royale that came out last year, 2020.
Yeah, a while ago
while
during
back.
lockdowns and everything.
They already did a Godzilla event.
Yeah, but they've got. I think they.
I have the Godzilla outfit.
Do you? In Fall Guys?
The old one.
Oh my goodness. But now they're releasing Ghidorah, Mothra, Mechagodzilla. I gotta admit, I downloaded Fall Guys the other day.
Tune in next episode to hear our Godzilla Fall Guys review.
And we are back with Podzilla, everyone.
Feeling good.
Yeah, it's great to have you listening once again. I gotta say, this has been a hectic couple of weeks. I mean, first off, I am currently in the middle of moving houses. So we've just started packing things. The next couple of days especially is just going to be insane moving things around.
This is the last episode in our current recording room.
Yeah, this little basement garage area below the house.
Basement garage carport?
Yeah, this is the last time, everyone, that you're going to hear what it sounds like to be in this area. But hopefully the plan is, in the place that we're moving to, I'm going to set up a spot for podcasting. We're going to have a little table set up, even maybe some new mics, and set up some actual like sound dampening and things. So,
And an actual shelf for Godzilla
yeah,
merch.
we're going to have some memorabilia beside us when we actually record the podcast. So that'll be hopefully a little step up. And you have like been going crazy with your nursing, right? You've been having like 5 a.m. wake-ups, 12-hour shifts.
I've started my long weeks of placement, waking up early in the morning. I find it hard to wake up before 8 o'clock nowadays. I'm waking up consistently at 5:30.
That is crazy.
So yeah, I'm feeling the most refreshed I've ever been right now at 9:50 at night.
You're going to be waking up to start work in only a few hours, pretty much.
Yeah, just a couple.
Well, this episode, we watched Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, 1966. It was released as, I think, Godzilla versus the Sea Monster in some places outside of Japan. But interestingly enough, this movie was directed by Jun Fukuda, not Ishiro Honda, which I always assumed thinking about this movie.
This is the first mainline Godzilla one that isn't directed by Ishiro.
I think it was just Godzilla Raids Again
Yeah.
was directed by someone else, and then this one.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I gotta admit, I was caught up in this every single movie's in a Ishiro Honda movie, so this took me a bit by surprise.
That's nice.
But yeah, aside from it being a different director, this was also one of the specific Godzilla movies I remember the both of us watching together growing up. So I was excited to revisit it.
From all the movies we've gone and watched so far on the podcast, this is the first one I can remember having watched, especially with you.
Yeah.
This specific parts of this movie are very, very memorable for me. So coming back and revisiting them is always nice.
Yep. The DVD that we watched it on tonight was the DVD collection that I got way back in the day from my dad, and we watched the same DVD that we watched all that years ago.
Full circle.
Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. Do you wanna take us into it?
For sure. After his brother Yata is lost at sea, young Ryota Kane, played by Toru Watanabe, steals a yacht with two friends he met at a dancing competition. Nita, played by Hideo Sunazuka, and Ichino, played by Chotaro Togen. The group ends up setting sail to find Ryota's brother, along with the owner of the ship, Yoshimura, played by Akira Takarada, who turns out to be a professional thief that's stowed away on the boat. The crew is suddenly thrown into chaos as the sea monster Ebirah, a giant lobster-looking crustacean, summons a dark storm and attacks their vessel. The group washes up on the shore of Devil's Island, an uncharted island in the middle of the South Seas, where a terrorist organization manufactures heavy water, a unique ingredient used in atomic bombs for their nefarious purposes, as well as a chemical made from the native yellow fruit that keeps Ebirah at bay. The organization, known as the Red Bamboo, has enslaved natives from Infant Island to help them, but the natives hope to awaken a dormant Mothra to rescue them. In their efforts to avoid capture, Ryota and his friends, aided by a girl captured from Infant Island by the name Dio, played by Kumi Mizuno, stumble across Godzilla sleeping within a cliffside cabin. Being found and hunted across the island by the Red Bamboo, the group splits up, Ryota becoming tangled in a weather balloon and carried to Infant Island, and Nita being thrown in with the captured prisoners who are making the yellow Ebirah repellent. The remaining group devises a plan to defeat the Red Bamboo and escape from the island. Waking Godzilla with a lightning rod fashioned from copper wire and a sword the group found, Godzilla rises from the cliffside and starts to fight Ebirah, but the giant crustacean escapes. Godzilla is distracted by our human protagonists, but is attacked by a giant condor and a squadron of Red Bamboo fighter jets. The humans escape and are able to find Ryoto, who had returned from Infant Island with his missing brother Yata, and they all begin to free the enslaved captives as Godzilla begins to destroy the Red Bamboo's base. Before escaping, the captives come up with the idea to swap the fruit that is used in the yellow repellent with the leaves of the fruit, causing the yellow liquid to lose its effect. The remaining members of the Red Bamboo attempt to escape the island, though end up being caught by Ebirah before they can get too far out due to the swapped out yellow repellent. During his rampage, Godzilla smashes a tower housing a self-destruct button that makes the island unstable. Once again, Godzilla goes up against Ebirah as the two take their battle into and under the water of the ocean, with Godzilla eventually ripping off Ebirah's claws one by one, causing the giant lobster to retreat back into the sea. The natives summon Mothra to bring everybody on the island back to safety. However, Godzilla challenges Mothra when she gets to the island. Mothra manages to push Godzilla away and carry the people off. Realizing that Godzilla never wanted to hurt them, everyone tries to call out to Godzilla and warn him to get off the island before it explodes. Seconds before it does, Godzilla cannonballs into the ocean and swims off to be seen another day.
Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. Interesting how this is named after Ebirah, kind of like how Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, was named.
Yeah, I always thought, especially with this one and going onwards from this generation of Godzilla, that the movies were always Godzilla versus blank.
Yeah, but we're not at that point yet. I thought the same thing too, and even this DVD that we watched it on was made by some sort of company that must have brought the distribution rights for this movie. And on like the menu screen, it's like Godzilla versus Ebirah. That's what it says that this movie's called. So interesting. But yeah, Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. I had a lot of fun revisiting this one. I wanted to start and talk about something that both of us remembered from this movie and have always just joked and talked about since. And it's this marathon rally dance competition.
Yeah.
At the start of this movie. So it starts off with our protagonist trying to get his hands on a boat to search for his missing brother. And in the middle of getting ready to like go to the newspapers to like plead his case or to let people know his brother's still out there, he sees this flyer for this dance competition, and we cut to watching all these participants just dancing. And I think it's the last person to stop dancing wins a boat. That's the prize for this competition.
It's a good prize.
It's just music playing. Like 15 people, I think, with remaining from the time that we get into it and see it in the movie.
Yeah,
and they're just doing crazy dance moves. This was the thing I remember most from the movie.
I don't know why, because looking back, it is in it for such a short time.
It's in it for like seconds.
It's memorable though. They mentioned that these last 15 contestants have been dancing for 3 days straight.
How do you do that?
So these other two friends that Ryota makes and brings along for the rest of the journey, they're literally just two random contestants that just get tired and give up. And both of them say like, oh, I thought I had more energy than that. Gosh.
You've been dancing for 3 days, guys. I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah, I thought I had more energy than 3 days
How
straight.
many hours is that?
24, that's 72 hours straight.
72 hours just on your feet dancing. They still had life in them by the time that we see them too. I don't understand how they did this, and let alone why they were upset that they couldn't do any longer. But the way that this movie starts, the way that our like cast of characters comes together, it's just so random and so fast.
Sorry, I want to interject real quick. I looked up the longest time, the world record for the longest time dancing.
Yeah.
126 hours.
Just, what would they be doing? Are they like just doing the like old, but put both your hands together and do like the wave with your arms? Or are they like
100-hour wave?
Are they doing like a little hula dance, or are they just moving one part of their body? Because that's insane to me. I could not dance for like, it would be a matter of hours for me before I'd get tired and wouldn't be able to dance any longer.
I didn't even know, dude. Sorry, continue.
I was just saying, like, from the dance sequence to them then going and just trying to get onto a boat to steal it, to them finding Akira Takarada's character, who's also a thief on this boat wanting to steal it. Mm-hmm. It's just such a quick, random introduction to get all these main characters together, and then next second they're out on a boat, out on the sea, going towards the island where Ebirah and Godzilla are, like 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, it's just, honestly, I love this starting because you're right, in 5 minutes, it takes literally just random people and chucks them on this journey.
Yeah.
Which I love.
And they're all like characterized real well as well. Like you get funny character moments of each of them. You know exactly who these characters are. And I mean, it's the perfect introduction almost.
Yeah. Ryota's like this quite naive, innocent guy who knows how to sail boats. You have Nita, who's real jokey all the time.
Kind of clumsy as well.
Quite clumsy. He finds a sword and just holds it most of the movie later on. You have Ichino, who becomes almost a leader.
Yeah. He comes up with some wild ideas. He's like the thinker of the group.
Yeah, the thinker of the group. And then there's Yoshimura, who's the stowaway, who, I didn't realize this originally. He has a gun when we first meet him, and we're like, sure, these other guys are trying to steal his boat.
This whole sequence is so random because our three guys come on to have a look and presumably steal this boat. They meet this guy that's already on the boat and he's got a gun. And he's like, what are you doing? Stealing the boat? Well, okay then, maniacs. Just stay the night and leave in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening? Why would you let them stay there? And then first thing in the morning, they're out on the sea. And it turns out
he can't find his gun.
It turns out it's just a toy gun he was using.
Yeah, Ryota literally comes up to him with gun pieces in a box and he's like, I broke this. And I'm like, how do you break a gun? Doesn't reveal that it's a toy until later.
And then Ryota as well is pretty much just kidnapped these other people in the boat with him, as he's the only person who can actually man a boat. And he's just taking them into the South Seas looking for his brother. They've all got lives.
Imagine if me and you went for a dancing competition and a random stranger just brought us to a boat and just started sailing.
Like, what? Why aren't they angry at him? They're not angry at him at all during this. They just got taken away from their lives. They've probably got family and friends, jobs. No one knows where they are or what they're doing as they're away for a better part of a week.
Yeah.
Just in the South Seas against their will. It's craziness. I can't stop laughing thinking about how this movie starts.
And right after that, we get our first look at Ebirah.
Yeah.
And this is one of the coolest kaiju introductions.
I mean, we talked about in like War of the Gargantuas, the introduction of the giant octopus at the start of the movie, Odako, and it's just dark, stormy seas. This is similar. I loved it.
The dark clouds start crawling in over the sun, making everything dark, and then out of the water, you just see this giant claw. And eventually we do see Ebirah.
Yeah.
I always called him a lobster.
Yeah.
Like the big lobster kaiju. Apparently that's not the case.
Well, it's interesting. I did a bit of reading into this. So he looks like a lobster. He's 100% looks like an absolute lobster, just what a giant lobster would look like. But his name comes from the Japanese word ebi, which means shrimp. So he's pretty much just called a shrimp. That's his name. Like ebi and then ra, which they put on the end of a lot of their kaiju and monsters. He's just a shrimp. That's what he's called. And for some reason, I don't understand it because he looks like a lobster. So who knows? He's a crustacean.
He's a crustacean for sure. He's got this, like, even though it's basically a lobster,
Yeah.
he's got this real cool design where his right claw is absolutely humongous and real bulky.
Yeah.
And, like, he uses it to snap and grab Godzilla later on quite a lot. His left claw is really spindly and very, almost like one straight spike.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it because it would have been easy enough for them to just make a giant lobster like they've done with the giant octopus and with the giant condor in this movie and things. Just make a giant version of an animal. But they actually went into the effort of making him unique. And I love that about him. Like, he's using his claws as well for different reasons. He's like breaking things with the big one and then piercing things with the smaller one, which is real cool.
And it kind of makes sense as well. Later we do see his claws do get ripped off.
Yeah.
And he ends up escaping alive. So maybe he got that one claw ripped off and then it started regrowing.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even think about that. That's why it's different. But yeah, he's pretty much just a big old lobster. The rest of him looks just like a lobster would. He's got antennae, he's got eyes that protrude from his head, and then kind of like segments to his body, which ends with the big old lobster tail.
Yep, he's got this high-pitched screech, which you can hear now.
It's kind of annoying roar, but
yeah,
it's something different. It's not a warped Godzilla roar.
One of my favorite things, though, every time Ebirah is on screen, his theme song is also playing.
Just this like surf music.
And when we say surf music, what you're thinking is exactly what plays. It's like...
And that's Ebirah's theme. Like, that's a kaiju's theme.
Yeah.
Just this crazy out there surf music. Yeah, I love every sequence with Ebirah in this. I just love... I don't know why I love it, but just anytime in any of these movies we've watched where there's a kaiju in the water and it's dark and stormy, I really just love like water sequences. Like this was real cool. Ebirah attacking the boats. Later on when you see underwater stuff, he's just a cool monster. Like you wouldn't think so because he's so simple at first glance, but I actually love all the kaiju stuff with him.
Yeah, and having a monster like him, it brings up a lot of potential for fights, specifically having him in the water, like you said. He can't go on land. There's a sequence where two sequences where Godzilla sees him and actually enters the water to fight in the water with him. And I don't believe we've seen Godzilla fight in the water for a long, long time.
A long time. We definitely haven't seen like Godzilla underwater since even like the 1954 movie.
So Godzilla literally goes underwater and we have this huge sequence where, Ebirah is trying to keep him down and maybe suffocate him and trap him with his claws. And Godzilla's like trying to use surrounding rocks to like bash him out of his grip.
Yeah. Can we talk about, before they get into the water attacking each other, there's this sequence where Godzilla first wakes up. He waltzes out of this like mountainside where he's been sleeping. He sees Ebirah and he just picks up a rock and throws it at him. And then we just get this back and forth, almost volleyball tournament when we get like snippets of the surf music playing when we see Ebirah. And they're just hitting a rock back and forth at each other.
They do like a rally of at least 7 hits. Yeah. And one of the funniest things, on the title screen for the DVD version, which we had, and we had playing for like 15 minutes before we watched the movie while we were getting dinner ready. It's very weird. It has this one sequence on a loop of them doing the volleyball scene. And these weird banners and captions pop up in almost every frame. Yeah. And it's like, slow-mo, claw cam, Ebirah cam.
Useless caption.
Useless. It literally says useless caption. And
It's framing it as like a live sports event.
it's like
It's
one of the
hilarious.
funniest
Yeah.
things. And your cat was sitting on my lap for most of that time.
Mina, yeah.
Mina. And Mina was just so enthralled by this.
Watching the rock get hit back and forth. It's so out there, but I love it so much. Yeah, man. The more I just wrote down so many things of Ebirah. Like, there's a sequence when he attacks some random people in the sea, and he destroys their ship. And then, with his claw, he literally just impales them with the smaller one. And you can see both of them just impaled on the tip of his claw, and he just throws them into his mouth. Like, I just love that kind of stuff.
Kebab time.
Yeah. He's the one eating humans instead of us eating the nice lobster kebab.
Yeah.
But, yeah, really cool stuff with Ebirah.
And from then on, with our human characters, they meet up with Dio, who's our female lead in this movie, you could say.
Yeah.
And almost from that point, the movie becomes, I'd call it like a weird mix of anime.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know why.
Just this weird, wacky, like absurd vibe to the whole thing, like you'd find in an anime or something.
It feels like anime mixed with Goonies.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Where like the whole group is going together, some of them get split up.
Yeah. They've each got their specific characteristics that they all bring to the play.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got Akira Takarada's character, who's referred to as like the master locksmith, and he's just constantly, he makes this skeleton key, and he's just constantly like opening up locks and just acting like it was the easiest thing in the world. And they look like the easiest locks in the world.
He says, and I quote, "Whenever I see a locked door, I get goosebumps."
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see multiple scenes of them trying to sneak into the
red bamboo.
with the red bamboo's base.
Yeah.
And him armed with basically just a skewer, opening door after door after door.
And then, like, this whole sequence when he's, like, going into things, they accidentally open up, like, the nuclear reactor that they, like, start going inside of it. And they're like, whoa, we can't go in here.
Nope.
They've got all these absurd plans to get in and out. They're hiding behind bushes to sneak into the Red Bamboo facility. Then to get out, like, they're disguised as scientists holding up random, like, metal sheets.
This is a really cool group of characters, and I don't know why I like them so much. Because there isn't really any character development over the course of this movie.
None.
But they all just have such good, solid personalities, and they stick with it the whole way through.
Yeah. None of them are really, like, annoying either, or none of them that when you get to them, you're like,
none of them are boring characters.
Yeah.
You never feel, like you said, that you get to it and, oh, it's this character again.
Mm. I really love the human characters in this, and I really love the kaiju stuff. I think this is, like, almost the perfect mix, because in between these battles of Godzilla and Ebirah, which they have a few encounters, and a lot of the movies we've seen before, they'd only have those. They'd only have a couple Godzilla going up against this monster, then heaps of stuff with the human characters, then he goes up against him again for the finale.
Yeah, and specifically with the other movies, all the Godzilla fights and the human scenes, they felt very disjointed and disconnected from each other.
But they flow together really well in this. And when you have some downtime from Godzilla and Ebirah, oh no, there's a giant condor that's attacking Godzilla, and you get some kaiju action that way. Then at the end, when Ebirah's gone, oh, what, Mothra and Godzilla are going at it for a little bit. Like,
and the whole time these are happening, the human characters, most of the times are there.
Yeah.
There's a cool, solid scene where the human, where Dio, is trapped on a rock going down a cliffside, and Godzilla sees her and just stares at her while the rest of the main characters are off to the side, and they're figuring out, like, shoot, how do we get her away? Is Godzilla gonna try attack us if we do anything?
Yeah.
And Godzilla ends up falling asleep, as he does.
This whole movie is literally just Godzilla trying to nap, and then people waking him up or things attacking him.
Yeah, imagine you're sleeping, you get struck by lightning,
Yeah.
you see a giant lobster.
And then you finally get some time for a nap again, and then all of a sudden this giant bird's picking at your face.
And then giant fighter jets start shooting at you.
Yeah. Man, I think the series really needed a movie like this just to breathe some fresh life into the franchise. Like, we've had some of these Showa movies have definitely gotten goofier as the era's gone on. But this just feels different. And I don't know if it's the new director, or I know that there was a few other new people in the creative team for this one, but it's different and it's fresh, and I really like it.
Like we said, this is one of the ones that we remember watching as kids. This, I don't know whether it's like an unconscious bias I have because I grew up with it because of nostalgia or something like that. This movie feels to me like the Godzilla that I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This feels like peak Godzilla for me.
Yeah.
And another movie we've watched, Son of Godzilla, I know it's around the same era, it's coming up soon.
Yeah.
That's got a similar feel.
Yeah.
From here on out, I feel like most of these movies have this feel, and to me, this is Godzilla.
Yeah, and I don't know if these are like universally liked. Like, I think this era of movies, people often just don't watch or completely disregard for how silly they are. But I'm with you. I just think these have a certain, just has some magic to them. I can't understand it, but they're really fun.
I looked on Letterboxd for Ebirah, and the average score, I believe, is 2.93 out of 5.
Yeah, and then I did the same on IMDb, and it's like 5 point something out of 10, which is crazy to me.
It's really interesting,
Yeah.
and the vast majority of the ratings are very much around that middle point. So I guess for most people, this is just a mediocre movie.
Yeah, I was interested in revisiting this for that reason. Like, I'd seen a lot of people just saying that it's all right or saying that it's not great, and I remember it being awesome. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see what you rate this one. Should we just talk about the kaiju in general for a little bit?
Yeah.
So Godzilla's back in this one, and as we said before, we get introduced to him, and he's just napping in the middle of a mountain. Middle of a mountain. Yeah, in like this huge cave. Interestingly enough, this wasn't meant to be a Godzilla movie. So
I can see that, because Godzilla didn't come in and wasn't even mentioned until probably the halfway point of this movie.
This was initially titled Operation Robinson Crusoe, King Kong versus Ebirah.
Hold on. That was like 3 different slaps to the face.
So I don't know if
Robinson Crusoe?
Yeah, I don't know if it had anything to do with Robinson Crusoe. I think that Operation Robinson Crusoe must have just been like a code name that the Red Bamboo would have used.
Okay,
or something.
sure.
But then this was initially meant to be a King Kong movie.
Really?
And they completely took King Kong's role out and just inserted Godzilla, and it explains why initially he's seen like drawing strength from the electricity that wakes him up, which we know in Toho's King Kong.
Yes.
He does the same. And we also see that Godzilla has some sort of fascination or attraction to the female protagonist in this, Dio.
Yeah, I specifically remember at that point thinking, this is kind of like King Kong.
Yeah, and it also explains why it's just Godzilla's randomly in the middle of this island out in the South Seas to begin with. So, yeah, they completely just swapped out King Kong with Godzilla because the people who owned the rights to King Kong at the time, the Rankin Bass Productions Company, who did a King Kong animated show, they gave Toho the rights to make a King Kong movie. So Toho was making this one. They decided that this one didn't really fit what they wanted to do with King Kong, including Mothra.
Toho decided this?
No. Rankin Bass Productions decided that it didn't really follow what they were doing with their King Kong animated show, and it included Mothra, which wasn't something that was usually partnered with King Kong.
So this was going to be King Kong and Mothra?
King Kong and Ebirah, and Mothra was still going to be in it.
It feels like they were trying to make King Kong and Godzilla even more intertwined.
Yeah, but yeah, Rankin Bass didn't really like it. So yeah, Toho replaced Kong with Godzilla, and then they went on to make King Kong Escapes, which is the next movie we'll be covering after this one, which follows the King Kong animated show a bit more closely.
Are we going to have to watch the King Kong animated show?
I don't know. We can add it maybe later down the track, but it literally just seems like they just took Kong out, replaced Godzilla.
Yeah.
And it kind of works for me. Like, I love Godzilla in this. I love his attitude and personality, and yeah, I really like him, but I can definitely see how it does feel like a Kong movie, like a random isolated island, a lot of jungle stuff, just random huge monsters that he's fighting.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking because they kept a lot of the electricity stuff in and his fascination with Dio. Did they change that after filming most of it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. And also the fact that, like, Godzilla attacks Mothra at the end when they were friends when we last saw them. I don't know if they just...
Because we had some theories for that.
Yeah.
Like maybe Godzilla's still headstrong. Maybe he doesn't recognize
Mothra in her imago form.
Yeah.
Just the larvae form. Yeah, but I don't... It seems weird that they left a lot of these things that are King Kongish in the movie, even though they replaced it with Godzilla. Like, I don't know if they just...
Yeah, I'm so curious.
I don't know why they didn't change it.
If any of you people know anymore.
Yeah, let us know. It's so interesting reading about it. And yeah, Mothra's in this. This is also the final appearance of the adult Mothra, or the imago form, in a Showa film. So this is the last we're going to see of this version of Mothra. We do see the larvae version later on, so I don't know how that's going to fit timeline-wise.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
This also was the first movie to have the new recasting of the little buttes.
The
Little
Shobijin.
beauties, the Shobijin.
Yeah. We get completely new actresses, new twins for the Shobijin. I think they were called Pierre Bambi.
So they're sticking with like the already
They
established
were singers.
bands. Yeah.
Yeah, so we went from the Peanuts to Pierre Bambi. What did you think of them in this?
Okay, so we were introduced to them through a new Mothra song,
Yeah.
which sadly wasn't as memorable, so I don't think we'll be able to sing it this time.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna be blunt, the other two Shobijin, the Peanuts, I feel like they had more charisma in their role. We didn't honestly see too much of these new Pierre Bambi doing too much outside of singing.
Honestly, does the whole of Infant Island just sing and dance non-stop? That's all you see of them during this movie.
They're just always dancing.
They should all enter that dance competition. They'd win a million votes by now.
They're probably already on like day 50.
Yeah, I'm with you. Pierre Bambi and the Shobijin, even Mothra for that fact, in this movie, their role is so small that I didn't really mind that the Shobijin were different. They sounded similar to the old Shobijin.
It's a very niche role for them in this movie almost. It's like they needed a reason why the natives from Infant Island are on Devil's Island.
Yeah.
And so we have some scenes of Mothra.
Yeah. Yeah, weird, right? Because Mothra doesn't help Godzilla fight Ebirah at all and just comes at the very end of the movie. Up till then, we only really see her as a matte painting. So we see when the Shobijin are singing and dancing, everyone on Infinite Island's dancing, we just see Mothra above them. And it's just a painting. I don't say the painting looks weird. I pointed it out to you as soon as I saw it, but Mothra has like real furry eyes.
I liked that painting. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's random, dude. I don't like it.
Does Mothra usually not have furry... Oh my gosh, Mothra... No, Mothra has furry eyes.
Not as furry as that painting. They were huge. They were like tufts of fur around them.
Look at this. Dude, that's Mothra with furry eyes right there.
Nah, I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. But even though the role of Mothra in this was quite strange, I did like how she was still in it. I like how this like connected to the outside, already established world of Godzilla that we've seen so far. Like Infant Island's out there, Mothra's out there. Why not have these random slaves that the Red Bamboo take be from Infant Island?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. It's a fun little connection.
And it's nice. One of the main characters from the vessel at the start, when they meet Dio says, "I'm from Infant Island," and immediately all of them recognize that name.
Yeah,
They're like, oh my gosh, Infant Island.
yeah, because it's been in newspapers in previous movies. They've
Yeah.
had the Shobijin sing around the world in previous movies. Like,
It's nice that most people know about Godzilla in this universe now, and all the surrounding events.
yeah, really, really cool. We already talked about Ebirah. I really liked Ebirah in this. Unfortunately, it's one of his only appearances. So he shows up in All Monsters Attack,
Yes.
which is coming up, and then Godzilla Final Wars. He's an addition.
Okay,
in that,
so a couple more.
couple more times we'll see him. And then the last kaiju in this one, the giant condor, or Okondoru.
Kondoru.
Okondoru. What did you think of the giant condor, Micah?
It's a weird addition.
Randomly just
comes
shows
out of
up
the
to have
blue.
the most chaotic fight with Godzilla. It's like the shaky cam thing going on, him just like moving up and down in Godzilla's face. Then he just gets destroyed and like tries to fly away until he just gets
Falls to the ground.
falls into the water.
A burning pile, yeah.
But yeah, the giant condor, Okondoru, was created using an old Rodan prop.
Do you think one of the sculpt or costume artists or something just brought the Rodan home, made it into a bird just for fun, and thought, you know what? I need to get this in the movie.
Yeah, there's a bit of kaiju downtime here. Why don't you use this bird I just made,
Yeah.
you know? So the giant condor shows up briefly again in All Monsters Attack. And kind of like Skeleturtle, the giant condor's become an absolute meme in like the
Serious?
Godzilla community just for how useless and underutilized he is in this. Constantly referred to now as like the most powerful of all the kaiju and
It's amazing.
Godzilla's biggest enemy. So yeah, that was the giant condor. He's in it for like a minute. It gets absolutely decimated. Apart from the kaiju there, did you have a favorite of the human characters?
Every human characters. I liked everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
Like I could name a scene where each character is super fun. I remember we both really started liking Dio. There's a scene where the characters are looking for a way to make a lightning rod, and they ask her, "Hey, can we use that copper wire?" And she's been playing with it this whole time,
It's like
using
a
it as
most
a
prized
necklace.
possession.
And she literally just like with a smile, she's like, "Yeah, you can have it."
Yeah.
I don't know why that scene stuck with me. Yeah, I really like everybody in this film. We also do have some other human characters. We have Akihiko Harada
Yeah.
playing like the big bad in this
It's
movie.
like one of the captains in the Red Bamboo. He's wearing an eye patch again. That was so good to see him in an
Yeah.
eye patch like he was in the first Godzilla.
And then the head big baddie.
Who, I think his name is Jun Tazaki.
He's like your most watched.
He's my
actor.
most watched this year on Letterboxd because he's in every single one of these Godzilla movies in bit parts. But he's great.
Yeah. I think if I had to choose one, I really did like how much of a main character Yoshimura, the professional lockpicker, became. He became like the de facto leader, which I really liked.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Yoshimura was my favorite too. I mean, Akira Takarada, is this his best role in the Godzilla franchise? He's just so good. His character's so cocky. He's always like talking about how great he is. He's always showing off. He's always coming up with awesome ideas. He's just a lot of fun in this.
He's real cool. I feel like he had a lot of fun with the role as well.
And he's supposed to be this like huge thief who just lost all this money that he stole at the start of the movie when they shipwrecked. And he just
He just goes along with it.
goes along with him and becomes a hero. Yeah, he was really, really, really great in this. Oh man, there's so many different things we could talk about. We could talk about like Godzilla ripping Ebirah's claws off to defeat him in the end. He just literally
so
rips them
cool.
off, starts playing with one of his claws. Oh my goodness.
There are so many gifable moments in this movie. There's that scene where Godzilla rips off the claw and he's like, it kind of looks like he's playing it like a guitar.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he's jumping up and down with his arms, which I think we do have a gif on our
Yeah,
Discord. His cannonball one. There's a scene, real cool scene where he opens his eye. You have the claw coming out of the water. Literally, this movie it just has so many cool scenes.
Yeah.
I love it. If you don't watch this movie, at least look up that last fight scene between Ebirah and Godzilla, because it's
Genuinely cool
fantastic.
stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it blows my mind that people skip over this one. I've got a couple of little trivia tidbits here if we wanted to go into that.
Hit me with them.
So, director Jun Fukuda really doesn't like this movie.
Serious?
He really didn't like this movie and a lot of the other Godzilla films he directed, and he's put on record as to saying that he'd give all of them minus scores.
Serious?
So
he does us do quite a few more of these.
yeah, he comes back a few more times, and he was quoted as to saying that he really didn't like the choices that were forced upon him by Toho.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he described the experience of working on these movies as pouring 2 cups of water into one. So I don't know what that means. Is he like saying his vision and Toho's vision were poured into the same glass and some of both their stuff was spilled out? Or
I feel like that's what most directors should want for their movie.
yeah, I don't know how to take that.
Did he by any chance direct Son of Godzilla?
I think he did. Yeah. Yep. So we're going to see
Okay.
Son of Godzilla coming up.
I'm actually looking forward to that. I really like his directing feel.
Yeah, it's something different, eh? Apparently, yeah, Toho sent him a VHS of this when it was released onto home video, and he said it felt like opening up an old wound when he had to see this movie again. So yeah, the director really didn't like it. And the director as well wanted to, when making this, wanted to make them different from Ishiro Honda's, wanted to make them distinguishable in their own right. So he hired Masaru Sato to score this movie instead of Akira Ifukube, who we've had scoring a lot of the ones so far, to just give it a different feel. He wanted the music to be lighter and just funner.
And more Hawaiian.
More surfy. Yeah, more Hawaiian. We had new director, we had new composer, we also had a new special effects director in this one. So Eiji Tsuburaya, who's done the amazing special effects and miniature stuff so far, started his own company, which we've heard about before, making the Ultraman series, the Ultra Q series. So for this movie, Sadamasa Irikawa was the special effects director, and for some reason, he is uncredited in this, and the special effects credit still goes to Eiji Tsuburaya, and it's like an honorary special effects credit because he oversaw some of the final special effects stuff.
Oh, I feel so bad for the new special effects.
yeah, that sucks.
Your breakout role.
Yep, and then you just get completely overshadowed. But I liked having a new crew making a Godzilla movie.
It almost feels like Star Trek: The Next Generation compared to the original Star Trek.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's still the Showa era, but there's such a difference.
Was the actor for Godzilla the same?
Yep.
Okay.
Hiro Nakajima, still the same.
He does a lot of leaning over as Godzilla.
Yeah, he's got a real distinct like Godzilla walk in a way he moves his arms. Yeah. I really like it. Last thing I've got here is Okondoru, the giant condor.
Okay.
When Godzilla takes him down, defeats him, Godzilla rubs his nose.
Yes, okay. This seemed really weird. He looks at Dio and does this.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly.
Yep.
And I thought it was another weird thing like the she pose, where maybe he looks at her and he does like the tap, like, I see what you did.
Yeah, it's almost like he's bringing up his finger to his eyes and like pointing at her, like, did you see that or something? But what it is exactly what you thought. Like, it's similar to the she pose. This was a very famous like thing to do at the time. This was something that in the popular series of movies, the Young Guy movies.
I've heard of this.
Young is in Young, Guy.
Like, literally the young guy.
Literally the Young Guy movies. There was a character in them called Yuichi Tanuma, and he rubs his nose similar to how Godzilla does. And this was very popular in Japan around the time. Everyone knew what it was and what it was referring to. And somehow they got Godzilla to do it.
What the heck?
So it's like all these movies, he's just doing like a popular
pop culture
reference.
Wow.
So funny. So random.
Very random. Like I said last time, it's so weird having this giant catastrophic creature come to this, whereas almost a bit more memey than usual.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, what did you think of this movie, Micah? I want to hear your overall thoughts and rating.
Okay, I'm going to give my rating first and then back it up.
All right.
I'm going to give this movie 4.5 consecutive days of dancing out of 5.
Whoa.
This, I really, really love this movie. And I'm trying so hard to distance it from nostalgia, but I still love it. I think I'd almost be close to rating this a 5, except I know in the future that there are some real cool crossovers like Final Wars and All Monsters Attack.
Man, they might let you down, though.
I know, but they're heralded as like some of the best Godzilla movies.
All Monsters Attack. Okay, get ready. Yeah.
Wait, is that the one coming up soon?
Yeah, never mind.
I know. I still want to leave a little bit of room for improvement because this
Okay.
is still like such old show era Godzilla.
Yeah.
But no, this is like I said, this is what Godzilla is supposed to feel like for me.
Mm.
It's a real cool mix of not super convoluted storyline. All the characters are real great. The kaiju are real great. You have some cool fight scenes. And most importantly, the human characters and the kaiju and their stories are intertwined so well. It never feels like you're moving fully separately from one to the other. Like each of the actions are always affecting the other.
Yeah.
And just, real cool kaiju as well. Godzilla is awesome, and he's starting to become more awesome this time around. With the more choreographed fight scenes coming in, with literally a giant lobster who makes for one of like the coolest enemy kaiju we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I can find a fault with this movie, apart from the fact that some of the ways that it's been made and the special effects, it looks old and you can tell, but that's kind of indicative of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, now I almost want to give it 5.
Give it a 5.
Okay, guys,
I'm
Godzilla
here for
history.
it. Yeah.
I'm going to give this 5 consecutive days of dancing out of 5.
Oh, is that the first 5-star on the show?
I think so.
I love it. I love it.
I want to hear yours now.
I think we're in the minority for this, dude, but I think I will give this not quite a 5 for me, but 4.5
Okay.
consecutive days of dancing. I'm glad you gave it a 5 out of 5 because I really love this movie. I don't have much more to say that you've already said, but it's just really fun. Got some really, really memorable, unique characters. It doesn't stop being entertaining. And the kaiju stuff, it hasn't gotten better than this. This is some really cool sequences. And yeah, man, I love it. It's like, it's awesome. It's like the perfect beach movie, you know?
Okay, why is it not a 5 for you? What could this movie have done more?
I think, just for me personally, some of the dialogue is a little clunky at times.
Mm-hmm.
The whole red bamboo side of things, the whole enemies to the humans, just feel very underdeveloped and underwhelming.
I feel that. It never gives like a clear-cut reason as to why people are doing what they're doing.
And just some of the filmmaking techniques, I'm not too sure on... I mean, it was different, but some of the ways the kaiju fights filmed, they're filmed diagonally on the camera.
It feels like Sam Raimi directed some of the
real
cinematography for this.
Experimental filmmaking that I don't know fit too well into this movie, but I really like it. Aside from those couple things, I love this movie.
Yeah. This is so enjoyable. And I'm real curious to hear what all you guys think because, like I said, we grew up and we saw this movie in the past. I didn't remember most of it, but maybe that affected how I see it now? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. We do have a few comments here from you guys in our Discord community. Thanks so much for sending these in every episode as well. It's really, really cool to hear you guys' thoughts. But this is from Bigo. Ebirah Horror of the Deep is good. This is always an entry I remember growing up being told was bad and going along with that mindset for years until very recently. I just kind of vibe with this one, you know? The island setting, the music from Masaru Sato, the likable characters with their colourful wardrobe, and the fun, memorable monster action. Ebirah is an absolute banger of a kaiju, and I can't get enough of him whenever he's on screen, even if he's really just a big shrimp lobster thing. Godzilla is incredibly out of character for this, for a reason, but that's what makes every scene with him so darn iconic. The jet scene, anyone? Especially when the music kicks in. Holy moly. Fun fact, they had to make a new head for this suit during production because Eiji Tsuburaya took the original head and used it for the monster Gyras, who's basically Godzilla with a frill.
And we talked about that last episode.
Yeah, the Ultra Q series. And you can actually see the film go from the 65 head to the new head by just keeping a close eye. And I saw a few head changes. That's really interesting to know. Beo goes on, it's just hard to hate this one, you know? It's the type of entertainment I expect from this era of Godzilla, and Bego's giving this one a solid 3.5 out of 5.
Nice.
So I'm glad to hear someone else has a really good time with this.
Yeah. And he did bring up the colourful wardrobe as well. All of the main characters wear like very primary eye-catching colours.
Yeah.
Like a yellow, like a fluoro yellow bomber jacket in most of the movie.
It's great. Nblair98 says, I'm in pretty much the same boat as Big O. When I first watched this one, I'd only heard about how it's one of the worst of the Showa era, but I think it gets far too much hate and is actually quite an enjoyable film. The human plot's mostly forgettable, but the kaiju action is some good fun. So again, Nblair, everyone hears that this is terrible, but ends up enjoying it, which is funny.
Why? I want to read through a lot of the reviews from just everybody else on Letterboxd or whatever to see why they think what they do.
Yeah, man, I don't understand it. And lastly here we got one from Glass Asylum who says, Ebirah is a very interesting film. I like the idea behind it and the film style makes it very unique for a Godzilla film. I enjoyed it, was not the best or worst kaiju film, somewhere in the middle for me. It's interesting we get it kind of, Glass Asylum thought it was alright.
Round it out.
And it's interesting that, some people do just find this one alright, but for some reason, for us, it kind of just clicks.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Man, that was a lot of fun. I really loved revisiting this.
Yeah.
First 5-star from Micah on the podcast. I'm glad you went with that.
I'm hesitating now just because I know that there might be some cool, like, simply because people are rating this mid, I want to see what they're rating high in the future.
You're just getting ready for crazier stuff. Yeah, we'll see what we get into, but yeah, this was heaps of fun. What do we have next episode, Micah?
So next episode, like you mentioned, we have King Kong Escapes, which might or might not be a sequel to Kong vs. Godzilla.
Yeah, King Kong's back at least.
Doctor Who. Wait, is this the Doctor Who?
You reading up the synopsis?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Hold on. Doctor Who decides to capture the real King Kong when it becomes clear that his mechanical copy, is not capable of digging for the precious mineral he needs. But the giant gorilla escapes and heads to Tokyo. Is this a Doctor Who movie?
We're going to have to find out.
Wait, is this a Doctor Who?
The evil Doctor Who kidnapping Kong. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Jump into our Discord.
No, you can't be for this.
We're going to keep it. It's going to be the cliffhanger for next time, you know? Jump into our Discord if you haven't already. The link's in our show notes. Really, really fun times in there. You can submit what you think of the movies for us to read out when we cover them on the episode. Also, just wanted to shout out over on friend of the show, Braka Nurse's podcast, Autopsy of a Horror Movie. I'm watching a Friday the 13th film every month with him, which he's releasing on the week of the month that has the 13th in it.
And how many of those movies are there?
I think there's 12 Friday the 13th movies.
So if you're a fan of horror movies on Friday specifically.
Yeah. So similar to the Godzilla journey we're going on here, I'm going on a little Friday the 13th journey with Braka. So head over to Autopsy of a Horror Movie. The link's in the show notes if you're interested in checking that one out. And other than that, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. New recording location.
Yeah.
And crazy random King Kong Doctor Who movie.
I'm so curious.
That's been Podzilla with your hosts, Jasha
And Micah Drake. Follow along on our socials at PodzillaPod and jump into our Discord via the link in the show notes.
Huge thank you to Cassie Celine, who did our podcast art, and Degora9898, who did our episode thumbnail.
Let's go. And just a disclaimer that any musical sound effects used in this episode belong entirely to the Toho Company. See you guys next episode.